Have you been feeling more exhausted than usual, having aches and pains that seem to come out of nowhere, even outbursts of emotion that have no explanation? These could be related to your ascension. As we spiritually awaken, our body changes frequency and has to recalibrate into this new energy. So therefore it has to purge through emotions or through physical symptoms. Now, I'm not a doctor, so if you are worried, please go to a healthcare practitioner and check your symptoms. But more often than not, the symptoms are inexplicable and have no cure except for internal work. My name is Angela Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach. I specialise in healing after narcissistic abuse, and I also offer twin flame and spiritual guidance. This is the thing, that the spiritual awakening journey, or the awakening journey, if you don't connect with the word spiritual, we're all spiritual beings living a human experience. But what awakening is, it's awakening to the truth that's within you, that's always been within you. Since the moment you originated, from the very, very beginning of time. The time is an illusion, so it's the very beginning of whatever. So this is it, like we're literally spiritual beings in this body. And as we change frequency, as we wake up to our truth, our body is going to purge through these symptoms. So, and they can be quite confusing if we're not aware of them. We all have these energy centers, they're chakra centers within our body, from the root chakra up to your crown chakra. And there's other ones as well, but these are the physical ones. So, oftentimes they're related to what's internal. So I'll explain a few in a minute, but often they can be healed through meditation or through that inner work. And as I said, if you're worried, go to a doctor, but oftentimes it's internal work that is going to actually alleviate these symptoms. So I've got a list of a few things here that I've been through myself, but also, that you maybe have gone through yourself as well. So the first three are kind of interrelated. So fatigue and exhaustion is one. Vivid dreams, waking up at odd hours like between 2 and 4 in the morning, and insomnia. So I kind of speak about those three together. The insomnia can come in, like I used to suffer with the insomnia at the start of my awakening journey. You just couldn't get to sleep. Your mind would be so active, you wouldn't be able to settle, you wouldn't be able to get to sleep. And this happened to me a few times during my dark night, the soul energy. But what I find as well is that there's this excessive fatigue, lethargy, or exhaustion. And this happens because when we're actually asleep, we're still working. Our soul is still doing that astral work of awakening. So therefore, we're not really getting restful sleep. So if you need to take extra naps, drink plenty of water as well. This is so important. But you'll be waking between 2 and 4 a.m. in the morning. That's another one. But the dreams are so vivid. Like I've had like all my life, I've had vivid dreams, kind of crazy dreams. It's like watching a movie every night. And, it's only since I've awakened, I've had alien dreams, I've had past life dreams, I've time traveled in dreams, but there's messages to be found in our dreams. So that's another one, be aware of what you're dreaming about as well. But if you're overly exhausted, this is one really big one lately. Like throughout my spiritual awakening journey, I have been more tired than usual, and I've taken that extra rest. But over the last 6 months, or even more recent than that, I have been wrecked. I know I'm getting up earlier and stuff as well, so that's fair enough. But I go to bed quite early as well. But in the afternoons, I need a nap most afternoons. I'm absolutely drained and exhausted. And as we're going through these timeline shifts at the moment, we really are going through more dense, heavy energy through the solar flare activity as well. Even the new moon energies and the full moon energies. So just be mindful. If you're feeling extra tired, this could be just a sign of your ascension and just to take that extra rest. So what's next? Oh, headache. And that can be headaches and head pressure as well. So that's your crown chakra and your third eye. So that's all activating your connection to the cosmos and the universe. But your head pressure, headaches. Like I used to get, as a teenager and in my 20s, I used to get severe migraines. But they actually stopped when I started to awaken and I stopped drinking, and I started, just to do meditation and stuff. But throughout my awakening journey, I've had bouts of headaches. A headache that could have lasted 3 days. This was very early on in my ascension process. Now I still get those head pressure headaches that come out of nowhere. So just be mindful. And I don't take medication anymore, so I let them go on their own. Drink plenty of water again, because it could be just dehydration. But oftentimes it's your crown chakra opening. So be mindful of that as well. Flu-like symptoms, so aches and pains, chills, and digestive issues. So like this is what we call ascension flu. It's a 24-hour flu. Like you could wake up, like what happened with me, I kind of start to get the sniffles in the afternoon or the evening. The next morning they'd be gone. Even this morning I woke up with a blocked nose and it was gone instantly. Do you know what I mean? It's ascension flu. It's this purging of this energy. Digestive issues as well. You know, inexplicable digestive issues that can actually lead to another one. We have on the journey is food. Your appetite changes. So food intolerances and aversions to certain foods that you once liked, or cravings for foods that you normally wouldn't have had. You know, I went from being like steak being my favorite food to being a vegan. I remember reading, when I started my journey, I remember reading a list of spiritual awakening symptoms, and I was going through a few of them at the time. It was only the start of my journey, and I was just like, oh yeah, this, that, the other. And I started reading more and more, and I was like, food stuff. I was like, you'll give up alcohol and drugs, and you won't eat meat as much anymore. I was like, that's what, you know, I gotta drink forever, I gotta eat meat forever, I'm never giving up meat, and now I'm vegan. So like you will have, like, you know, I actually became intolerant to dairy as well. So I was guided to go vegan. And, you know, I have no problem not eating meat. I don't want to eat meat anymore. So this is the thing. We have these differences in our food appetites as well. So what else? Heart palpitations. These two now will be connected. Heart palpitations and higher heart pain. So if you're getting pain in the tops of your shoulders or in between your shoulder blades, or in, you know, heart palpitations or chest pain, this can be related to your heart chakra opening. And I know this for a fact, like, you know, when we go through a heart awakening, especially on the twin flame journey, it actually feels like your heart is breaking. And we all know what heartache and heartbreak feels like. It's a different kind of pain. And that's the pain you go through when your heart is awakening. The shoulder pain, right? And I read this before, but I only read it again lately. I went through, every time I get the shoulder pain or in between my shoulder blades, I know it's my higher heart. So I know that, and I've done this before. I've pulled muscles here and here, and I forgot it was internal. And it was like 2 weeks is going by and I'm not getting any relief from this pain. And it just clicked. I was like, it's internal. I have to heal my heart if I want to heal the pain. And that's happened. And like, you know, as well as that, we're growing our angel wings in a sense. We're earth angels. So it just feels like this tension or this heaviness or pain at the top of your chest or top of your shoulder blades. And like I had a pain for what felt like months. I don't know whether it was just weeks, because time is so weird. That's another one. But like if you're getting any aches and pains between your shoulder blades or itching between your shoulder blades, that can be connected to your higher heart and your thymus gland as well. That's the thing with timelines, yes. The time warp. Oh my God, especially over the last 6 months, we have been jumping timelines consistently. It's like a time warp. It's like time is slowed down, but also sped up. You know, things are going fast, but they're actually really slow. And it's just like, what is going on? And it's like, I don't know if you guys have heard of the Mandela effect. This is, I believe this is because we're shifting timelines. So names could seem differently. Things that you've read before aren't there. If you like, there's things that I've heard on the radio, there's things that I've heard before or read before, and I've Googled it, and they just don't exist. They just don't exist. And I'm like, what? And lately it's happening really frequently. I'm reading the backs of products and stuff, and I'm reading it, and then a week later, or a couple of weeks later, it's different. It's completely different. And it's just like, but this is the same product. And it, you might say like they might have changed the packaging or something. That's fair enough. But like this has happened within days. Like, it's the same jar. Like I wash the jars when I'm recycling them. And sometimes they'll say jar recycle, lid recycle. So it's separate. And then sometimes it'll say cap on recycle. And this jar, this jar that I was separating all the time, I was washing it and I looked at it and I was like, lid on recycle. I was like, that never said that before. And then the next day I put it in the bin and it was like jar recycle, lid recycle. I was like, yesterday it said something different. So this is it. We're jumping timelines and we're going through these timeline splits and these timeline glitches and shifts. But yeah, time does feel slower or faster. So tingling or buzzing sensations in the hands or feet or your spine. We're made of energy. We really are made of energy. And we're getting, like, these vibrations are coming in. I get these in my feet as well. Like, it's like this energy coming up from Mother Gaia. It's like these uploads. And then we're getting the ringing in our ears, or the buzzing, or the way it was described is like a tuning fork noise in your ear. or a high pitched noise. I got high pitched in this ear, and I get this buzz, this tuning fork energy in this ear. That's downloads. So any kind of tingling sensations can be connected to downloads or uploads. And another thing with tingling sensations can be, you know, your past on loved ones, or your spirit team touching you, or your twin flame in your presence as well. That's another one. So emotional outbursts, that's a big one that we go through. We were going through this healing process. The whole objective of ascension is that we're shedding all these old trauma layers. We're shedding all the conditioning. We're shedding everything that we've been through. We're shedding trauma from this life, and we're shedding trauma from past lives. So we have to understand that any kind of emotional burst is natural. It's a part of the process. It is, it's just a part of it. And like this, like I call this the bipolar effect of awakening. Spiritual awakening is likened to bipolar, especially when you're going through the dark night of the soul. Your lows are fucking low. They're really, really low. There's no light at the end of the tunnel energy. And then your highs are fucking high as a fucking kite, like you're fucking buzzing. And it's the roller coaster effect. It really is. So, you know, you can have emotional outbursts out of nowhere, and you can have just random bursts of energy and vitality. So this is another one to be aware of. So yeah, that's connected to the introspection. So deeper self-awareness, deeper introspection, connection to your past trauma, releasing your past trauma, this need for healing, that all comes in as well. Brain fog and feeling spaced out and dizziness. Brain fog is a big one. It's like you're going around on autopilot. It's like you have no motivation. It's like you've no energy, and it's like you're going around like a little bit of a zombie. That can happen as well. Dizziness is another one. So be mindful, just be mindful, and drink plenty of water, eat plenty of fruit and vegetables, and rest. Make sure and rest. We're creatures of being, you know, doing all the time. You need to rest. So empathy and sensitivity heightened. So you'll feel more empathic, you'll be more sensitive to energy. You won't be able to be around people who are low vibration anymore. You won't be able to be around toxic energy anymore. You won't be able to be around any kind of negativity or low vibrational energy. I just said that, didn't I? But like, this is where your relationships change. You know, where you once felt at home, comfortable, whether that's with friends or families, you're not going to feel good anymore. You're awakening out of that. You're removing yourself from the matrix. So therefore, you're not going to be able to be in the company of people that you once enjoyed the company of. This is because you're evolving and they're not yet evolving. And so, you know, we want to bring them with us, but not often can we bring them with us. We have to be so mindful of that we have to let certain people go on our journey. And this is hard, but we have to choose our path and not be taken back down to that lower energy. So yeah, mood swings is another one. That's connected to the roller coaster and the bipolar one. So enhanced intuition abilities and telepathy. So we all are spiritual beings, and we all have abilities. We have psychic abilities, and we have the ability to communicate telepathically. Now, you'll understand this more if you're on the twin flame journey, because you will develop a telepathic connection with your twin. But also, it happens with anyone close to you. So like my two closest girlfriends, I have a telepathic connection with them. You know, so it is very easy to develop those telepathic skills with somebody that you've got a close soul connection with. So soulmate, soul tribe, anything like that. They're going to feel your feelings. You can feel theirs as well. Your heightened abilities, so that clairvoyance, that psychic awareness, there's different clairs. So you know, clear seeing, clear knowing, clear hearing, all these kind of things. So there's different things that will awaken. So be mindful of that, because it can be scary. You know, you might be able to see orbs, or you might be able to see auras now, or you might be able to hear downloads, or you know, your dreams are going to be more prophetic, or you know, spiritual in a sense. So be mindful of that, because we all have these gifts, and they're about to awaken when you go through this journey. So where am I? More connection to nature and animals. You know, I'm more connected to the trees. Ever since I've awakened, like I talk to the trees now. Trees are spiritual beings as well. And you know, I've always had a connection with animals. I've always spoken to animals. But I feel more closer to my pets because of the spiritual awakening, and I feel more connected to plants. I will hug my trees and I will actually speak to them. They're my friends now. So yeah, that's another one. Connection to nature, connection to Mother Gaia. It's like seeing the whole world. That's another one. Like, it's like you go outside and you see everything as if you're seeing it for the first time. You're seeing it with fresh eyes. You're seeing it with your spiritual eyes. And so it's like everything in nature, from the smallest thing to a piece of moss, to even a little bug. You're so mesmerized and amazed by it. So like little things like that will come through as well. So feeling drawn to meditation, yoga, energy healing, anything like that. This is all because we're all connected to that. But meditation is such a good way of healing all these symptoms. It really is. Doing the inner work and doing meditation, doing yoga, kundalini yoga, anything like that is a really good way of actually healing all of this stuff. Energy healing like reiki, that can be really helpful. Working with crystals, that's another really good one. And just connecting to your own intuition. So synchronicity is a big one as well. So seeing lots of repeated numbers, 11, 11, 22, 22, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, all of these numbers, seeing animals repetitively. Look up the spiritual meaning of all these. Google, what is the spiritual meaning of this number? What is the spiritual meaning of this animal? You're going to find so amazing messages that will actually connect with you in the moment. Those downloads are coming in through your ear chakras as well. So remember that. That's another one, actually. Memory loss is a big one, because we're actually starting to remember so much information from our past. We're starting to download all the information to activate that remembrance. So oftentimes the old stuff, the insignificant stuff, is going to be pushed out. So we have to remember, this is not memory loss, it's just making room for the most important things. And I find it's the short-term memory that's fucked up. Like, I can remember dates, since I've awakened and since I stopped drinking, I can remember dates from specific dates of little events. I can remember all kinds of things. I can remember what happened like a few weeks ago or whatever. But like this week, you know, I probably have to dig deep to kind of figure out what I did yesterday or what I did 5 minutes ago. You know what I mean? So short-term memory is kind of is less strong than what our long-term memory is, because it's just pushing out the stuff that we don't need in order to make room for the bigger stuff. Solitude is a big one. You're going to go from hating silence to needing company all the time, to feeling codependent and needing people around you, to literally loving your silence, loving your peace and quiet, and loving having your energy. Because as empaths as well, we take on other people's energies. So if you go out to big, like I love going to concerts and stuff, but like, you know, if I'm in a big crowd for too long and I don't protect my energy, I will feel depleted and I'm going to need to recharge. So you're going to get more sensitive to energy. So you're going to need that time on your own to recharge. So you can take on energy with people in your environment, in the same room, or even through social media and text messages. So be mindful of that. You're taking on all kinds of energy. And if somebody just looks at a post that you share on Facebook and thinks ill of it, that's going to bring negative energy into your life. So you have to be mindful of saging your energy with burning sage in your home, cleansing your energy that way. Burning incense or working with crystals is a great way to cleanse your energy, or ask the angels for protection as well. So you can get some skin issues as well, so rashes and stuff like that. The upper back ache I spoke about. Blurred vision and sore eyes, that's another one. I get blurred vision and sore eyes at time to time, but that's your third eye opening as well. The ear buzzing I mentioned, with the aches and pains. Hot and cold flashes. Oh my God, at the start of my journey, I used to get the cold ones. Like, you know, so cold, I'd be wrapped in so many layers. I just could not warm up. This is a part of our journey as well. But the hot flashes are a big one, especially if you're connected to your twin flame. And night sweats. It's just this, that's the kundalini rising, that hot energy going through your body. That's another big one. Dropping things or clumsiness. Used to do this all the time, like, and this is like your body is going through this upgrade, so it's forgetting what you're doing half the time. So your senses aren't what they're supposed to be. So like your motor skills just kind of stop working. And this can happen for a couple of days or weeks at a time. And thankfully it doesn't happen. Like a lot of these symptoms I don't go through anymore. They were more intense at the start of my journey. Now there's often I'll get maybe some of them very briefly now. Whereas before, they would last between 24 hours and 3 days, but never really more than that. It was only really the higher heart ones, the higher back pain, that ever lasted more than a few weeks. Or I got a pain in one of my it's like one of my ovaries was in pain for a few weeks. That stopped as well, but they were the only ones that were kind of prolonged. Anything else like headaches, cold and flu, anything like that was either 24 hours to 3 days. So anxiety, as we're actually, this heightened anxiety, because we're actually feeling the energy of others. So if you're feeling random bouts of emotions, it can be connected to what you're healing, but can be connected to other people's energy. So if anyone is thinking low and you're connected to them telepathically, like your twin flame or, your soul tribe, you can actually feel their energy as well. Or you can feel the energy of the collective. So, if there's bad things going on in the world, you might actually be taking that on. And especially I find around the new moon or the full moon, you're not only taking on the moon energies, the collective are going through this. So we're all kind of going through it and we're all feeling each other's energy. So it's kind of collective anxiety. So we did that. So this need to break free, this career dissatisfaction and need for purpose, that's another one. It's like this and there's actually this connected to this feeling everything you've ever known is a lie. So you're kind of waking up to the truth that the matrix we've been living in, that society for generations is full of fucking shit, that we've been disconnected to our souls. We haven't been allowed to be spiritual, haven't been allowed to be do meditation or yoga. We've literally been told a lie for all of our existence. We're spiritual beings with powerful abilities that are embodying unconditional love, and we don't have to live in fear. So we question everything, question our whole existence, question, is our career fulfilling us, seeking for meaning, seeking for our life purpose. This is what we want, to break free from the chains that have binded us and literally find fulfillment within our life. And oftentimes when we find our purpose, it's service work. So for me, it's coaching. So oftentimes it's going to be something that helps others and helps humanity. And it's such a fulfilling thing when you discover why you're here on this planet, discover where you come from. And that's another one, this thirst for knowledge. Oh my God, I turned into a right nerd when I started awakening. Oh my God, I still do. I love fucking learning. Oh my God, you're learning everything. Learning about the universe, learning about your origins, learning about your existence, learning about spirituality, learning about and we're so lucky. And if we were awakening years ago, we'd have to go to these gurus or, to travel to these places or go to the library and get these books. Now we have the world of knowledge at our fingertips. If you want to know anything, Google it. And this is the thing, right? If you are going through these ascension symptoms, don't Google your symptoms. Google chakra healing, chakra unbalancing. Google ascension symptoms or spiritual awakening symptoms. Because oftentimes these symptoms cannot be alleviated by going to a doctor. Now, as I said, if you're worried, go to a doctor. I'm not a medical professional, so please do not take me on this. If you want to go to a doctor, go to a doctor. But research your symptoms. If you're not getting medical relief from medication or your doctor isn't finding a reason for you being ill, meditate. Search the spiritual meaning. Heal your chakra. So which part of your body is it? If it's your head, from here to here, it can be either your crown chakra or your third eye. From here down, it could be your throat chakra. From your back to here, say here, it could be your heart chakra. Then you've got your solar plexus. Then you've got your sacral, and then you've got your root. And that can be connected to your legs as well and your feet. So each area of your body is connected to an energy center. If you can heal the emotional symptoms of this energy center, you can effectively heal the physical symptoms. So where am I? So yeah, out-of-body experience and astral travel and, prophetic dreams is a big one. So even time travel in your dreams, I've done that. It's amazing. What else have we got? Increased self-awareness, breaking your old patterns. Yes, noticing patterns. Noticing the patterns you've been through. Noticing the toxic patterns. Becoming more aware of what you do and how you do it. How you live in this world. Taking everything as a lesson rather than an obstacle or a challenge. And breaking free from toxic family dynamics and toxic relationships and friendships because you're evolving into your best self. This newfound creativity as well. When we heal our inner child on this journey, which is a really big part of this journey, is to heal your inner child and heal your shadow. And that's it. They're both connected to your inner creativity. You bring your inner child out to play. You open up to the sides of your shadow that you've been hiding. So this newfound creativity, this childlike wonder the way you're living. It's just this beautiful, beautiful energy. So, you know, there are some hard times on this journey, especially if we go through the dark night of the soul, and we go through these physical symptoms, but they're all temporary and they're all creating the best version of ourselves. We're literally just purging all that bad energy from the past, all that negative energy from the past, all that past trauma from this life and past lives. And you're becoming your very best self. And it is it has been a tough experience, especially at the start. You're going to go through these heavier, but as you heal, these are going to get lighter, and they're going to be very brief. As I said, 24 hours to 3 days maximum with most things. And like, I don't go through these symptoms much anymore. I still have the exhaustion, I still have tiredness, and I still have the vivid dreams and all that kind of stuff. But like, I don't have any, if I do get physical symptoms, they're very, very brief. And once again, I'll say, I'm not a doctor, so please, if you're worried, go to a doctor. But looking up chakra healing can be very, very beneficial as well. And what else do I want to say before we go? Just understand this is all for your highest good. You know, you might feel emotional that you're leaving relationships behind. You might be emotional leaving the fact that you can't eat meat anymore. You know what I mean? Certain things like that. Like, I was very angry when I turned vegan. I did want to go vegan, but my ego was like, you don't want to go vegan. But I was guided to go vegan, so I went fucking vegan. And I was so angry for so long until I actually realized I really wanted this. My soul wanted it. So start to accept the things that are happening to you and know that they're happening for your highest good. And this is the most amazing, enlightening experience you'll ever go through. So know that no matter what it is, what kind of hardships you're going through, no matter how big the roller coaster, it is the most amazing thing that you will ever go through. You will be free to be your true self, your true authentic self. And that is the most amazing experience you'll ever go through. All of this is happening for a reason. And the other side is so beautiful. The walk to the mountaintop is hard, but the view from the top is fucking amazing. So it might be difficult at times, but I promise you, it is so worth it. And it's so much better than the life you were living. So rest yourself through it, nurture yourself through it, drink plenty of water. Meditation is one of my biggest medicines on this journey. Meditation and kundalini yoga can help heal your body as well. Understand which chakra is out of balance, internally heal the problem, and then the external pain will go away. That's worked for me anyway, so I hope it works for you. So thank you so much for listening today, and I really hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share, and please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. And if you would like help on your journey, please book me for a discovery call today. I'd love nothing more than to help on your path.